Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Harrison. We're here for another Age of Empires 3 series today. Today it's the turn of the Nilla Ninjas versus New World Championship. This is the second week of the EPL number 2. We have Diarouga representing New World Challengers spawning into the north side of the map as the Iro civilization, and his opponent is iamturk. iamturk spawning to the south side, playing as the Spanish this game. This will be Iro versus Spain game. Both players having one nearby hunt herdable, one hunt slightly out of the reach, and the remaining hunts are in neutral territory, so shall we say. Diarouga is working himself on a a Cherokee rifleman, but he does pick up the outlaw rifleman as well. So 2 riflemen for Diarouga early on, especially with the Iro is also a rifleman as well. We've got a bit of a ranged army building up from Diarouga early on, so nice for Diarouga. And he's slowly working his way to his trading post as well, which you do have your Discovery Age Traveler, which is going to put down that war hut, but he's been continuously chopping for wood. He will not get this trade traveler pass, but he should be able to get it on the second pass. And this location is much more defensive than the trading post right in the middle. Wood crate start for both players, and that's why we do see the house and the market going down for iamturk behind this. And what is he scouting out on the right side? He's seen this native warrior. I think he's going to wheel round and see this bear cub, but nothing too much that he's interested at the moment. And iamturk has picked up 80 food and a bit of coin in base, but nothing else so far going for him. Easy 80 food coming from Diarouga. This outlaw rifleman done 40 range attack, Cherokee rifle done 13, but 250 HP. Even the outlaw rifleman with 160 HP. These guys can tank so much damage and just let the Iro war chief just do the damage, but remain healthy as well. Keeping that war chief HP at quite a high level, very important here. And 75 wood from 3 wolves, no match for these guys. And you can see the riflemen have stopped. Diarouga's in position, got to convert 1 wolf, focusing down the back wolf. So 1 wolf's already low HP, and it's just like a 4v1 situation. This lone wolf here, no chance, and gets wrecked by the Iro army. 70 food coming in for iamturk. However, he's already just clicked up though, so it's slightly awkward. However, that should allow iamturk to be able to chop the wood for the trading post in transition, and then by the time he gathers the rest of his food up before clicking up to the Fortress Age, he shouldn't be idled, and he should have all that food ready before that 700 coin comes in. I'm a little bit concerned though that he's not pushing out scouting for his extra hunt, and he's blindly walking to Ville's left side to find it, which he does. So nice there for iamturk to find it, and this other Ville is just going back to chopping the tree just to get that wood income. But look at this, Diarouga is waiting around these 2 trading posts, and in transition, I feel that Diarouga should be aware and thinking, oh, actually, I need to try and deny some sort of trading post from iamturk. Probably would be wise to sound these 2 trading posts, but actually, iamturk pulling the blind one over Diarouga, going for the native Incan settlement with the advanced trading post, and I don't believe this is scouted by Diarouga, because I think he's already scouted this settlement from the Incans, so it's not going to re-illuminate with the whole settlement and iamturk building it. But he will now see that the native icon is up. He's positioning his rest of his army on his 2 other outposts, and that's very wise. And actually, this will now see where this explorer is, so he knows what the explorer's intention is, but also where this first trading post was put down. Market coming down for Diarouga in transition. Explorer does pick up that outlaw rifleman with the crack shot, but the Cherokee is still standing, doing some damage. And now that Diarouga's into the next age, does have its full 13 range attack, but this advanced trading post is going up, and this Explorer with the very nice name is still standing and managing to get the trading post up. A batch of 5 Incan Huaminkas coming up. Where is that forward war hut? It's moving forward. I don't think the Incan Humincas will come onto this war hut, but if that was defensive in base war huts, that could be a very risky situation. And where are these spearmen going? They're looking for it. They are looking for their war huts, but they can't find it, and they're going to stay on the longhouse. The Tomahawk Big Button has been researched for diarouga for 500 food. These were not trained or shipped. Send in 5 villagers as card number 1, and 5 villagers does suggest more of a semi-fast fortress agenda. I'm unsure if diarouga will be delayed too much by this investment into the Tomahawk scouting party. However, we'll have to see. But these Incan Humincas getting away, not even losing a single unit, and still having another 5. And these Incans are going straight onto this other trading post. Diarouga can't leave these spearmen unchecked because these guys have so much siege damage, and Diarouga's trading post doesn't have the ranged attack that iamturk's advanced trading posts do. You see he's running over there now thinking, oh god, well, got to save the TP. Sends in his all-crate resources forward. It shouldn't be the biggest issue in this matchup. It looks like iamturk is doing Spanish things in base, but slightly different. ATP, 5 vills, 700 woods. He's got the market down. He's going for a bit of eco. We'll see a couple of hussars coming through at some points. So not the standard 3 vil, 700 coin, 700 wood, which we'd normally expect with a Spanish fast fortress strategy. Another 2 Incans making their way into the base. This longhouse was not repaired, and you can see how these spearmen have gone straight to this longhouse. They know if they start sieging anything else, they probably won't be able to get it down, and has actually forced another batch of Tomahawks being trained from diarouga to try to deflect this pressure. Let's have a quick look at iamturk's deck in particular. We do see defensive clone militia, lots of crate cards, H2 unction, only 1 cavalry upgrade, but has both the infantry and hands cavalry combat cards, falconets, no forts or mercenaries, and no 7 hussar or 8 hussar shipments in the 4th age, but plenty of options there for iamturk. I was wondering if there's going to be some sort of native card, considering he went for the 3 native TPs, but I guess diarouga was already present on one of the trading routes, and the native TPs still give the experience points while they're being controlled. These Incans are trying to get back onto this trading post, and it's been healed now, and diarouga is very wise to keep his Tomahawks nearby, and you see that he's keeping another raiding party in middle. He's keeping some more Tomahawks on this top side. He splits his musketeer style units into 3 batches to try and catch his spearmen, and so far diarouga has not lost a single building to these spearmen, but has had to train probably more Tomahawks than he had wanted to. And look at this, these spearmen again giving diarouga the one over, hiding in the outskirts of the map and pushing in. And look at these units' HP. All these guys have taken damage. 3 spearmen are you would consider to be on low HP, but they're still alive, still doing 48 siege damage. Diarouga though pushing in. Fortress Age is coming behind, so 800 all resources, 600 coin, a batch of Forest Prowlers in queue, Musket Rider as well. The Cherokee Rifleman still standing from earlier, but looking to push in with a bit of heavy cavalry, heavy infantry here. We haven't seen any hussars yet being produced from iamturk's stable, so maybe that stable play wasn't needed from iamturk here. Nice one. Clean up the Incans on the left-hand side, clean up Incans in the middle. Do have reinforcing batch of 7 Rodoleros, and they're desperately trying to siege this extra trading post down. I think he's so far committed into this trading post, he feels that he's mentally obliged to have him to actually finish this off. But that small repair there from diarouga, if you just saw that, a small repair came in, just bought enough time for another pass of XP to come through. Musket Riders now engaging Rodoleros, Tomahawks nearby. Crossbows here to try and help, but that army is far away from iamturk's base, and we do see these Tomahawks and Forest Prowlers pushing in underneath iamturk's town centre. Minutemen being called. The age up is still quite away, and he's not training any units. What's he going up with? He's going up with the scouts, but there's enough tomahawks and musket rider here to deflect that pressure. And I think that Minutemen pop was a bit kind of impromptu, shall I say. It was a bit too early. Very nice kiting action here from the elite musket riders. Notice how this town centre is trying to focus down these musket riders. He wants these musket riders. The Spanish player wants to take down the musket riders because there are hussars about to be spawned from the town centre due to the aged politicians. So he wants to take down the anti-cavalry units of the Iroquois player. But I think Iro is happy just to regroup, pick off even more crossbows. He's massing even more these musket riders. Another batch trained, 5 muskets shipped. This is a strong military composition from iamturk, and you don't need to fight the advanced training posts if you're underneath the Spanish player's town centre at this point. Explorer picked off very quickly. No more war dogs from the Spanish player for the short time. Large reinforcing batch of musket riders are swinging in. Those hussars are staying out the way, and wisely so, because they can't do much. Another villager going down. Steel traps is researched though, so good food upgrade, but more villagers right side away from the town centre. Lancers do get shipped, however there's enough tomahawks here and musket riders to defend all this. Couple Canyas coming in, and look at this reinforcements! 6 Canya shipment, Forest Prowlers as well. Canyas will do very well versus these Colonial Hussars and Lancers, and diarouga's in a great place here, even more villagers going down. Lancer batch on elite musket riders. Forest Prowlers already taking on these skirmishers. Canya's engaging the hussars. There's no Minutemen, remember, and he's just popped that shipment. I think this is a clean for the Iro player underneath the Spanish town centre. Losing those aged hussars. Rodoleros, 9 of them coming out from the town centre underneath the tomahawks and Forest Prowlers. Musket riders kiting away from his rods, but actually I'm going to turn around and focus this off. The Spanish explorer back down again, no more war dogs, and it's 40 military population to 0, and iamturk is tapping out, and the GG has been called. Diarouga win his first win in the ESOC Premier League, so asking him on for an interview right now. That's not going to be happening just yet. Maybe if Diarouga wins 5-0 for the next 5 series and then wins the playoff, possibly. But for the time being, Diarouga's going to have to work for his remaining points. We saw the Spanish player going for the advanced trading post this game, starting off on the Incan assessments closest to Diarouga's base, only getting 1 regular trading trade post behind this because of Diarouga's 2 TP play. Picking up some extra training posts as well with the advanced training post, reduced wood cost, but Diarouga, he thought I could try and go for the full trading route, stagecoach play control. I could try and knock down iamturk's advanced TPs, or I could just push in with my momentum and military shipments into the Spanish player's town centre. And you can just see how Diarouga was able to send 5 muskets, 1,200 resource shipments, and that just kept funding the reinforcements. 6 Canyas came in clutch, and they popped out at the same time as the 5 Lancers, and traded very well versus those veteran units and the Colonial Hussars, and even getting elite Canya Horsemen as well. So all these units are very strong here. And you probably see how the Spanish player tried to get units out, but just constantly getting picked off by the Iro army. Maybe didn't need to train those that second batch of Incan spearmen, and certainly those crossbowmen felt a bit awkward from the Spanish player. Aged up here, I don't know where my marker's gone, but not many military populations, shall we say. So it's about 4C to 8, but each of these unit shipments getting picked off. You see how these came in at slightly different times, but Diarouga's army was all underneath that town centre at that point and trained off very well. And after surviving the 5 Lancer shipments and the 9 Rodoleros, as well as a pop of Lancers and Skirmishers, there was just no way Turk can carry on at that point, and GG was called. Wicked Cossack is very happy. His champion has finally got some points. Insane, he says. One thing I wanted to turn off was the UI World Tooltips delay. Turn that down a little bit. Turn that down. So every time I over highlight something, it doesn't instantly flash up, because sometimes if I move my mouse across, it just like, oh, you just highlighted a tree, or you've highlighted a barracks, and sometimes it's like I don't need to know that. And scroll speed a little bit down. That's still my game settings, so just scroll it down just a little bit. Sound, I believe sounds good. Music's off. Right, second game is on Fraser River. New World challenges to pick. So yes, diarouga to pick first, and confirmed by Turk. Diarouga has chosen to play France on Fraser River. The last time we saw iamturk on this map, he also chose to play as the French, winning a French mirror versus Maito. So maybe this could be another option for iamturk. He has kind of hovered over the Ottoman civilization, two separate 2 TP trading routes, as well as the 2 other natives. But you see, iamturk going for the French mirror. This is like magic. How is this being predicted from Turk? So iamturk are going to go for the same playstyle and probably same strategy as he employed versus Maito. Hopefully diarouga watched that series and has an idea what Turk wants to be doing here. The EP recorded games being saved. We are spawning into game number 2 on Fraser River, and this is going to be a French mirror between iamturk and diarouga. Diarouga chose to play as the French civilization due to having to pick his civ into game number 2 for the New World Challengers. However, iamturk had decided to mirror diarouga here after winning a French mirror on this map on his last tournament outing versus Maito. We see just a food crate start for both players, no coin, and just a single 100 wood herding coming in from diarouga. And I'm interested to see if he's going to go for a market start here. I think a market start would be very wise, but no, just a house. See, he's just committing to that house. Maybe trying to go for a 13 vil age up and go for more of a faster age up, bit of momentum play. And you can see he's going for the nuke clubman here instead of trying to scout around for resources, which would probably prefer to do if he's going for the market. Even iamturk himself going for the house as well, so maybe both players have calculated that going for a market in this situation and matchup may be a bit too slow for their liking. Crackshot coming in, taking down a wolf. This other wolf being kited away, and only taking down that third wolf, only losing 45 HP, which is certainly a small amount, and a nice pickup there from diarouga, giving him this extra infantry clubman available. 30 coin being stolen here from iamturk, but actually you could say it is on Turk's side of the river. It's diarouga pushing forwards, trying to steal these extra treasures. Map spawns are usually very even due to how map's scripted, but look at this elk hunt starting to walk its way onto Turk's plateau, so be quite nice for Turk if that continues to walk its way in that direction. Diarouga is now moving back towards his side of the map, and let's see if he's going to find any interesting treasures. We do have 20 coin, we do have 3 stray sheep, as well as the HP upgrade for explorers, so nothing too fancy here. 40 wood, probably the treasure he wants to go for. He has scouted the sunflowers for 50 food, and if he wants to get a 13 vil age up, that is a good treasure to pick up. Very easy to take down one cougar. iamturk snaring this native scout of diarouga, but diarouga is coming to the scout's aid very quickly, reinforcing with his own explorer. Nuka Clubman in hot pursuit, and the Clubman has slightly faster speed than this French explorer. I think diarouga actually wants to really chase this, and for some reason there's a little UI bug here, depending on this Turk has 2 rally points for some reason. I don't know why that has happened, but diarouga is trying to find where iamturk's explorer is and may want to turn around on this point, but has now moved forward and scouted this sheep treasure. Could be beneficial for the French player, but not going to pay off anytime soon. And 13 Vil Ajax coming in for both players here. Three fills remaining on the food, the rest gathering wood. Both players looking to drop down a trading post in transition. Looks like just how much wood they're gathering. iamturk maybe wanting to drop up the same trading post that diarouga is going for, but he's undecided which way he wants to go, and now he's going to go for diarouga's safe trading post because it's just the closest he can. Unfortunately, diarouga is going to miss this trading post Travar, and iamturk is actually going to get that pass of XP first, but quite hard to defend this from iamturk. Also, this will be more easier for diarouga to defend as it's closer to his home city shipment point, his likely place where he will drop his barracks and stable. So I'm liking diarouga's early game position at this point. Market coming down, hunting dogs being researched. We do have more vills on coin at the moment. Notice how iamturk is only researching hunting dogs. He may have place mines already queued up, but he may be saving the placer mines and steel traps for a 700 wood shipment, or maybe off these cords of 400 wood here. Yep, placer mines not being researched here. Whereas diarouga's chopped even more wood than he would do when iamturk has done, and he's going for the research and placer mines now. Where is that market? I can't see it. Oh, it's really far to the south. Really nice position, providing line of sight over this south kind of entrance to diarouga's raised plateau. So, nice building placement from diarouga. Lots of HP from this market for 100 wood, but could get picked off if iamturk is going to go for anything non-standard, like a Musk colonial agenda instead of Hussar semi-FF. But iamturk dropping down the stable. No Hussars in queue. iamturk favouring the 4 Vil 700 coin fast age up to the Fortress Age like he did versus Maito in that previous series. I was just checking if there's any extra hunts in this dark abyss over in this corner, but no, looks like diarouga has got eyes on all the food on the map at the moment, so he should be able to push off the plateau for his extra resources when the time comes. But in this brief downtime, let's have a quick look at the decks. iamturk having his deck from previously. 5 Dragoons, 3 Cuirassiers, no Mercenary Shipments, both the Royal Mint and Refrigeration. So these are more late game cards, and probably won't get around to sending them this game unless the game kind of passes that 20-minute mark. With diarouga going for him. Diarouga, wow, this is a little bit more different. He does have both the Skirm attack, Skirm HP, 4 Dragoons as well. Not a great shipment, but can be useful in very some situational times where he's desperately needing reinforcements. 2 Falconets, but no economic resource upgrade cards, and going for the Eco Theory and Factories as his eco options as standard. So diarouga, 4 CDB, 700 wood, 4 Hussars out on the floor. 4 Hussar first batch, not the greatest from diarouga. It feels like if you're pushing out with Hussars and want to be raiding, you just need 5 to be safe. But actually could pick up a cheeky Vil kill here. But CDB being pulled back, 4 Hussars on the floor, and I think diarouga actually may have got eyes on a couple of these Hussars and has just realised that, okay, my opponent's got Hussars on the field, I'm waiting for more reinforcements of Hussars, and so there you go. A nice 7 batch of Hussars. Nuka Club are moving into Scout, see what's going on. Does see just the 4 Hussars, sees the coin. I think diarouga is assuming that iamturk is trying to save to age and will not be training any more hussars, so it might be a good time for diarouga to push in. iamturk is just clicked up about now, so he did cancel that 1 hussar. But diarouga, 7 hussars out. This could be a batch of 10. But choosing to take down iamturk's only training post. And I like this transition from diarouga. If you know your opponent's going to the Fortress Age, one of the things which benefits your civilization in Fortress Age is the trading post and the XP progression. Edie Holland subscribing to ESOC again. Thank you very much, Edie. 700 coin coming in behind for diarouga. It does have the steel traps as well, so should be able to age up to the Fortress Age at a reasonable time, and will be following iamturk up. Diarouga straight away throwing down another trading post on his own site, and may be able to. Well, he's already actually researched the trading stagecoach line, and I like it just getting in early. The earlier you can get this working in, the quicker you can get that wood income from this trading post, and that wood income will actually really help diarouga's housing in the Fortress Age. He now has enough. He has enough resources to click up. Hasn't clicked up yet. So slightly delayed age up here from diarouga, and the onus is on iamturk here to really push out and try and capitalise on his technology advantage. He's sending 4 hussars out to raid already, but he has 3 dragoons in queue and probably will be sending 5 dragoons first card. But these 4 hussars on their own, just being scouted by the stagecoach as well. This CDB is probably going to start running away. Hussars moving forwards to try and catch these hussars here. And that could be a good pickup here from diarouga. iamturk is backing off. And, the scouts from iamturk being undiscovered, or discovered, should I say, from diarouga's explorer. Going straight back into stealth here to protect it. 5 dragoon shipment as well as a 3 dragoon batch coming out from iamturk's first batch. So 8 dragoons going straight into diarouga's base. But there's a few musketeers here to try and trade off. Minutemen support available from the town centre as well. And town centre fire needed if he needs. Hussars trying to engage with the hussars here. Minutemen being called. And it's up to iamturk to try and kite this and pick these units off, which he's doing very, very well. But this is giving time for diarouga to get a skirmisher batch going. Dragoons, shipment in queue. And what is diarouga doing? I think diarouga's expecting another skirmisher batch coming across the map, but it's actually 5 dragoons coming. Oh, I thought it was going to be a snare there from diarouga onto the dragoons, and that would been very nice if he snared the hussars with dragoon support here. Skirmisher shipment as well from diarouga, and the skirmishers are going to recounter this entire dragoon play from iamturk here. Both the hussars from Turk going down to all this fire. A couple of hussars remaining for diarouga to snare, but dragoons and skirmishers out in the field here for diarouga. That's a slight composition advantage as 2 dragoons getting stuck on this plateau, getting trapped behind by these elks. That is unfortunate, but that's just part of the game. You need to watch out for these elks. They're big boys, these are. And diarouga rewarding this hero elk by killing it. What can I say? Turk, he's sent 1k wood behind this, but it's already felt like he's kind of down in that momentum at the moment. So both players have the same villager pop as we expected, but diarouga has a 2 trading post stagecoach advantage. iamturk dropping down a forward town centre. This is interesting play. This is asking for diarouga to send 2 falconets, and that might be the card afterwards. We do see 8 skirm, 7 skirm. Hopefully diarouga can kind of up his anti-cavalry contingency here. He's got 4 dragoons in queue. Maybe wanting to send another batch of cuirassiers from the home city to kind of stabilise and go for a nice composition here. But this explorer being scouted out, town centre only halfway up, and this explorer is going down. And this may force another engagement from between diarouga and iamturk, but it's just pure skirmishes here from diarouga into pure dragoons from iamturk. iamturk has to back off, and he's going to lose this town centre and the wood he's invested into it. villagers moving off the plateau to start hunting out on the right-hand side of the map for iamturk. They do have their greatcoats on, so they'll be a little bit safer than if they didn't. Same story here for diarouga. Both players remember in their greatcoats. Diarouga also go for blunderbuss. Remember, blunderbuss only costs 75 food in this latest patch, and it gives the CDBs +3 attack, +4 range, and +3 hand attack. So these CDBs can get pulled into fights and do reasonably well, but they're much better at tanking than they are at their offensive properties, shall I say. They're more defensive units. 2 Falconets coming out from diarouga. Next card. He's been focusing purely on this Dragoon mass, which I do like. I'm kind of glad he's kind of stops that skirmisher count, because you can feel that in this position you've got the skirmisher lead. Another 20 skirmishers probably won't accomplish too much. 2 Falconets from iamturk as well as a batch of 10 skirmishers. So it's similar army compositions, but more skirmishers here. But these Falconets might get picked off by these Dragoons from iamturk. These Dragoons from iamturk have moved in, but haven't actually decided to engage. He's lost quite a few units there, just randomly. Not a lot of skirmishers and Dragoons here. I think diarouga's going to overcommit and take down his Falconets. One shot coming in from these Dragoons, and that's also encouraging iamturk to do the same thing, to try and level the Falconet count. But too many skirmishers here, not enough Dragoons. Couldn't pick off those Falconets just in time, losing all his Dragoons, and another victory for diarouga coming in very quickly. And that was a really interesting game. It was a French mirror, but 2 different play styles, 2 different strategies in the second age as well as the third age. iamturk basically doing the same build that he did versus Maito. Did train 4 Hussars, so a slightly later age up to the third age. I think diarouga kind of knew at all points what iamturk was doing, and once he realised that iamturk was massing Dragoons, sending 8 skirmishers first card and training skirmishers. Quite a lot of the, shall I say, less experienced players, their move would be to go train a batch of skirmishers, train a couple of Dragoons, and then send 5 Dragoons. So you have a few skirmishers out on the map to kind of poke at your opponents, but you have enough Dragoons so you're not going to get caught out by any remaining Hussars in the second age. But diarouga, he knew that he had that 7 Hussar mass. He knew he kind of could protect those skirmishers, so just went 8 skirm, 7 skirm, and just got the military upper hand over his opponents. And these trading post, stagecoach line, once that was captured from diarouga, it never went down. Continuous wood income here for diarouga. It slowed down iamturk's card progression, and you can see at this point, at the point that both the Falconet shipments were sent, diarouga was a full card ahead. So this extra TP play and trying to defend that training post really paying off for diarouga here. And I guess that's what you kind of expect if you have those extra Hussars in the second age, so you can kind of take that map control and deny your opponents any extra map and that trading post. And that all kind of came down to where Turk's Explorer was in the map in the end of age 1. Once he got at 200 woods, he's like, right, I've got the woods, where do I drop the TP? Oh, I'm over here, let's drop it here. Nope, let's drop it on the next closest one. And he just lost it there. So really good game there from diarouga. Well played early, age 3. And you can see that military advantage. Slightly behind once he got up, and it looked a bit touch and go for diarouga. I thought actually he may be able to lose quite a lot of those Hussars and Musketeers. Some alright kites in here from iamturk, but once that skirmisher shipment comes in, he has the military advantage, and he just never let go of it and just plays very safe behind it. 8 skirm, 7 skirm, massing Dragoons from the stable, and the 2 Falconet play won him the game. Enough Dragoons at the end to one-shot a Falconet, much better than having to like 2 or 3 shots and just taking all its damage from the Dragoons and skirmishers, forcing iamturk to try and do the same play, but just outgunned. 2-0 for diarouga, and the New World challengers. I'm sure Wicked Cossack will be very excited with that result there. The third map is Dhaka. Nilla Ninjas, iamturk to pick. So for any other players in EPL. That's the importance of scouting out your opponents and seeing how your opponent played in the last series, but more importantly, what civs were they picking on what maps. Maybe Turk felt very comfortable that French was the good pick on Fraser River. We saw it in the Winter Championship, but the kind of most players also agreed that French was the go-to civ on Florida. But diarouga may have seen what iamturk was up to, and once the same matchup was a French mirror on Fraser River, maybe diarouga had anticipated what Turk was doing and just was always one step ahead of his opponents. Let's look through the chat in that game to see what other of you guys been thinking about and commenting. Black Widow, easy for Ruga. That should be the next ESOC emote. Bremhook saying the 1000 wood is good if you are ahead in the military and can defend it, but at that point when 1000 wood came in, iamturk was not ahead in the military and tried to kind of drop a forward town centre to kind of push the army from diarouga back and maybe try to sneak a small economic advantage over diarouga, but that didn't work out for him because that 2 TP stagecoach was working wonders for diarouga's French economy. Yeah, 2-0 currently for diarouga after 2 games. Brook G with the hashtag free Somali. I wonder what I'm going to find if I scroll up even more. Seeing lots of ESOC Somalis in the chat. Wicked Cossack saying, I guess you don't need the 1000 wood if you've got a stagecoach, and that is true. And the nice thing about that stagecoach, it's over time, obviously, it'll get you that wood you need, but it comes in increments and it's continuous, so you can kind of plan around it. Yes, of course. So yeah, nice eco advantage there for diarouga, and so the stagecoach kind of mitigated the 1000 wood, and then he was already 1 card ahead. So that extra card was spent in the second age, but you can kind of argue that diarouga at the end of the game was 2 whole cards ahead of iamturk, and that's why it felt slightly one side there from diarouga, and that's just the benefit of XP and trading posts in this current trading post meta. iamturk is picking Japan. So iamturk picking Japan. He can play Japan on Dhaka and then counter whatever diarouga wants to do on Kamchatka with a Japan pick. Both diarouga and Turk played Japan on Kamchatka, but that's game 4 after the Civ reset. iamturk for the meantime is going Japan. It's on one hand it's a really good Japan map because of the extra berries, but on the other hand it's not a good Japan map because there's not many huntables for your shrines, and diarouga going Aztecs here, gonna slam in that early aggression H2. iamturk has no other choice but to accept this matchup, and I think it's gonna be pretty tough for iamturk here. diarouga, a really big fan of the Aztecs, really experienced here. I'm sure he's done a lot of practice with the recent changes to the age up to the second age. Right, welcome back guys. We're into game number 3. We're currently spawning in on the ESOC map Dhaka. diarouga currently leading 2-0 over iamturk, and iamturk has chosen to play as the Japanese on Dhaka, spawning on the left hand side in the colour red. we do see a coin crate start for both players. diarouga given the good luck, have fun. That's one thing I've noticed from diarouga. He always does that at every start of every game, and I always feel that it's much easier to put that in the lobby instead of actually at the start of the game. Maybe diarouga wants to flex that he has that spare actions per minute capability. diarouga spawning on the right hand side of the map, playing as the Aztecs, dropping down an early fire pit. Should have enough wood available to go for a house as well behind this. But apart from that, should be business as usual from the Aztec player. He's going to the north side. Both players are going straight onto the north side to try and find Yaks. And diarouga is going to split off his line and explore to try and pick off any reinforcements, or just pick as many of these Yaks as possible. 6 Yaks spawn on this map, so iamturk's already got 2 Yaks, one already close to his base, one underneath the explorer's eye, one getting picked up here by diarouga. I think diarouga's actually wrapping, he's going to wrap his way behind this Bhakti temple and should pick up the other 2 here if he's staying around. May wants to actually try and pick up treasures. Wise got the convertibility. We'll have to see. Another Yak being picked up for diarouga here. Now engaging with this Tiger with his Explorer and Line. Should be quite an easy pickup here. 2v1. I'm not too sure if he scouted this extra Yak to the top side. I think he should be knowing that a Yak would spawn likely here and here. But this one up in this corner was already scouted by the Japanese monk. No, it's not actually. 1 Yak is available. So Yaks... If you're having a look at this map spawn, remember a Yak spawns on each of these corners, and these Yak placements are very specific. They don't appear to be random. Just need to learn where they spawn and you should be fine. diarouga picking up 40 coin there. Did pick up that 50 coin treasures. Lots of coin treasures on this map, even in another 40 coin, 20 coin here. A bit of XP in base. 40 wood, as well as a nice population increase on the right hand side, 5 population, but not the greatest treasure. iamturk open up with 3 fishing boats. I think most people have now agreed that the 3 fishing boats is the best Age 1 shipment that the Japanese can go for. In terms of villager seconds, in terms of having more of your land villagers able to kind of gather that wood in transition, but also very hard to raid unless you kind of commit to a bit of water play on the side. Portuguese consulate came in for iamturk here, and what was his first? Obviously, his first shipment was the 3 fishing boats, and should be able to drop down that Age 1 wonder quite early due to that reduced cost from the Portuguese consulate. Could have dropped it down slightly earlier, maybe. Only 1 vil actually building this wonder here, so it might take a while. I feel that this the Portuguese consulate here is slightly slow on this map, and especially when there's not too many hunts here. You can get 2 shrines here, 2 shrines, and another 2 shrines here. So you should be able to get 8 shrines on your side of the map, as well as shrine your in-base hunts. But look at this, diarouga already advancing to the next age. He's keeping both of his lions and tigers on the front side. I think he's trying to block any wall in from diarouga. He can see this wall, and he's just going to try and move his animals on the other side to block. And yes, he's going to stay there. Hopefully there's like a defensive do not move. And iamturk, he needs to decide whether to try and... well, he can't build the wall. He needs to try and bait these animals to move out the way. And even diarouga's explorer now coming in. Very wide passage here, and... Yeah, really good play from diarouga, blocking this wall placement, and as explorer's going straight onto that foundation. He's aging up with the shaman, so 2 war huts, and they're going straight for that middle of the map. And if he can do his best to try and actually squeeze one of these war huts on the other side, 1 war hut behind, the second war hut already going down, but this Aztec explorer is standing still. You can see that he's not going to be moving. He shouldn't be moving, and he's just going to stay still, allowing that quick access into Turk's base. Turk will have to try and wall up 4 little sections here. That'd be quite tough for Turk to get that through. And actually, these war huts are nearly done. They will actually kill off this villager. There's Both will do 33 range attack, and it's going to be a 2-hit kill. So 1 volley from both these war huts, and this should go down. Wood going a bit forward here, slightly awkward. Villagers going on, having to build a wall. I would like to see this war hut focusing down this villager. This should be a nice kill from the war huts. Actually, Aztec Explorer is going to finish this one off. And yeah, so much action already. Diarouga going up for the 2 war hut politicians to the 2nd age. 700 wood. Only a single coyote first batch and a single puma first batch. Really poor batch here. He needs to get a few houses down with that wood he was trying to gather up. So slightly sloppy there from Diarouga, but was trying his best to focus down this forward wall, and he's already picked off 1 villager from iamturk, so he's already done damage, you can say, as well as idle Turk's economy by quite a bit. Quick look at the shipments. Colonial militia for Turk. He doesn't have the 5 fishing boats in age 2 as well. 2 vills idle from the war hut as well. That is a trained batch of coyotes at that point, and what else he's got from his other war hut? 5 puma spearmen as well, making good use of all that coin treasures he did pick up in the 1st age. Diarouga pushing in. Nice wall placement here from iamturk. The barracks, consulate, nice tacked up to the town centre, kind of creating a pseudo wall, but it's enough space to kind of run in between one. Nice Ashy shipment on top, but the Mace Holton's nearby to pick off his Ashy Garrus. You can see his Ashy's getting focused down one by one. Enough Coyotes here to try and deal with some of these Yumi Archers, and a reinforcing 9 Mace Holton shipment as well. Enough Maces on the field to actually trade evenly with the Yumi Archers, but you feel that Diarouga is just waiting for that kind of critical mass of Coyotes and Maces. Even a training post being dropped down by Diarouga as well, so squeezing in some room for that kind of XP economic playstyle, which will help push forward Diarouga's shipment progression. If Diarouga's Aztec Explorer gets revived soon though, remember, if this guy is alive and your units take down buildings and kill units in the range of his aura, then you get double XP bounty from that as well. And I think the XP bounty as well as this double war hut production, both of those have a really good synergy and just really helps that shipment progression move forward and get that mass growing even larger. More mass, probably better time in combat, that means more XP, and just kind of grows and grows. iamturk focusing down though this consulate. I'm not too sure I agree with focusing down the consulate though. Lots of HP. This barracks may be a better alternative. One point going down. A couple of vills trying to get involved in the combat. 10 vills in the town centre providing fire, but these Mace Holtons trading incredibly well versus these Yumi Archers. The sling is showing these archers how it's done. And now it's 16 mil pop versus 6 underneath Turk's town centre. I think Turks needs to start thinking about colonial militia at this point, because any units he trains now will just get picked off. Two vills on the north side of this cherry orchard. Slight paraffin issues to get back into the town centre, and actually Diarouga choosing to pick off the closest villager and getting 2 vills for his worries there. So nice pickups there from Diarouga. Bestiaires has been researched from the consulate. We now see some extra crossbowmen on the field, but Maces are nearby, Coyotes are nearby, and the Daimyo's actually come out for iamturk here instead of Clone Militia. Daimyo getting focused down very quickly by all these Coyotes. Bestiaire is providing supporting fire in the background. I think Maces are now going to take on this Daimyo and let the Coyotes deal with the Bestiairos. 3 War Priests next shipment behind this, so there is some follow-up from Diarouga. He still has that 600 wood available to send if he wants to continuously pump even more units out, only having the 2 Coyotes in queue at the moment. iamturk's eco though is not that bad considering. He does have a couple of market techs on his villagers. He does have the Eastern Medicine research as well, so that's a nice tech pickup. A couple of shrines on the north side on hunts. 80 shrine pop, including includes the Shogo Shrine, which does boost his other shrines as well. Those fishing boats are gathering without being idled. So Turk has things working for him. I don't think it's completely over yet, and maybe if that daimyo was actually a colonial militia shipment, I think iamturk could be in a better situation, and these coyotes would be picked off. Still being two-shotted, but maces would be one shot, pumas would be one shot. I mean, it's time diarouga pulls out this last coyote runner, and a few reinforcing mace sultans, but just 6 maces on their own. They feel underwhelming. Usually, I'm expecting where is this Aztec mass? It feels like there should be more units on the field. Elephant being herded and killed on top of this fire pit, really awkward for kind of pathing. Looks like just about fine with 4 warrior priests and 5 warrior priests, but if we had a second row or second circle of warrior priests dancing, then these villas will get in the way. 5 Ashy shipments sent in from Turk behind this. Still not sending that clone militia, but looks like diarouga, he's run out of steam at this point. Does he even have 600 wood in his deck? He does. Both the woods and the privateers, but he's already gone through the maces, the coyote shipment, the warrior priests. Still has the ability to send coyote combat, but coyote combat on no coyotes feels a bit awkward at the moment. iamturk bravely pushing out for an Ashigaru raid. Will be scouted by this trading post line of sight. So you may see the maces from diarouga running straight after these Ashigarus. It could also be a nice time to push underneath the town centre as well, when I think that's where diarouga's going. He realises that iamturk's military is slightly out of position. 4 batch of mace sultans and 3 pumas. I don't think it's enough.
More reinforcements are here.
And he's still trying to tear down his consulate, which was fully repaired. He should now see that this building's been repaired and just abandon this. I don't know why he's focusing down this Portuguese consulate so much, because it's just not going to go down, and it's not actually providing that much of a critical economic boost for iamturk. He doesn't need that 10% reduction on buildings. He's got a functioning eco behind this and those fishing boats. Nice big Ashy raid behind in diarouga's base, and it looks like these Ashies are just about one-shotting the villagers if they all shoot at the same time. So losing a couple of villagers in base, trying to pick off a few villas in diarouga's base, in Turk's base, managing to idle the entire eco from Turk at the same point. He's still working his consulates. This barracks could have been taken down twice by now. No units at home to defend from this Ashy raid. Starting to get these warriors after booming to 10 warrior priests. 600 coin coming in as well. That should be useful for Puma Spearman production, but that's been scouted by iamturk, so I think iamturk is very happy to continue with his Yumi Archer mass. But dropping down a stable somewhere. Where's that stable? Stable being placed really out of position, I'd hope, for the Japan player. Where is... Oh, it's being trained to the Daimyo Motodada, and look at that HP being increased. Already around like kind of 415 to about 420, but it's just been increased up to 650 HP. Mace is trying to just get some extra experience on the north side. I think they're trying to protect from any Ashigaru raids top side, but iamturk, he's well in this. It looked a bit tough early on while diarouga was pushing in on the 10 mace shipment and 9 mace Holton shipment, but actually it feels like he's in a relatively good position. But diarouga, you can clearly see by his macro, he's going for one more house, but I think he's actually trying to... It's hard to say if he's going to age up, because he's now got 15 villagers on the wood, so this could be a massive 10 Puma pop coming out, for even more than 10. It'll be about 15, 16 Pumas, which could be trained from the 2 war huts, as well as this would now encouraging the training of the coyote runners. 500 coin has just been gone. Diarouga, he does have a recruit Buccaneers 500 coin shipment, so we should see some pirates on the seas. But he sent in the pirate ships
Reinforcements
into the middle pond. I'm going to need to sort that out after the game, I've just realised. But Warriors trying to find the explorers of the iamturk, but 3 Buccaneers middle pond. I'm not too sure
More reinforcements are
how
here.
I feel about this, actually.
Reinforcements.
I got to turn that off. Right, we are back. We do see that the infantry army of Diarouga is pushing to the north side. Coyote runners, Puma spearmen, lots of maces as well. Train 4 more coyote runners. We do see those pirate ships. They did spawn into the middle ponds, but you know, with no other Japan ships nearby or Japan shrines, they're just sat there and actually could have been slightly better on the south coast. That way you can position your pirate ships here. Infantry here to deny the chariot orchard and the mine and have safe retreat. But actually, the pirate ships now come into useful. But look at all these nagging nafters engaging the coyote runners. A couple of maces won't be enough to finish pressure. And I think iamturk's done it. It would be I think it's the first time we've seen the Japan player overcome an Aztec pick in this tournament. So who says Aztecs counter Japan? iamturk is showing how Japan is still one of those really strong civilizations. Diarouga, war dance at the moment, he's committing, and this consulate is still not down from the Turk at the moment. Nice broadside attack coming in from the Flying Purple Hippo and the Bachelor's Delight. Doesn't pick off too many units though, but lots of these units now on low HP. But this is just such a big, large ranged infantry mass and musketeer mass. There's only a few Mace Sultans and 1 HP warriors behind this. I don't think Diarouga has that skirmisher mass, but he really needs to take this on. And Diarouga could have gone to that 3rd age with the messenger age up, but decided to invest that coin into these privateers and start spending even more resources on terms of coyote combat. And I just not too sure that was the right choice at this point.
More reinforcements are here.
Right, and Mace Sultan's pushing onto these 2 shrines out front on the starting hunt, so nice economic, but this is just slowing down the Aztec player and giving more time for iamturk. He's actually aging up behind this with the Nagi Natas, Yumi Archers, Ashi Garamasa looking very, very healthy, more military unit population, and the disrespect when Diarouga sees that iamturk's in the 3rd age. I think we may see an instant resign at that point. I think Diarouga will realise that his contain has failed if iamturk has enough resources to get to the next age. Trying to get some sort of eco lead by going for TP control, but we do see a villager to the north getting the Bhakti Temple for the vegetarianism upgrade. The 2nd TP coming for Diarouga, but iamturk's already present on the TP stage line. And actually, I'm not too sure if Diarouga's just seen us wander, but Daimyo support underneath all these Yumi Archers here, so strong. Hopefully this is a golden pavilion for iamturk, and yes it is. So that should provide even more of a boost to his Yumi Archers with the ranged attack buff that the golden pavilion provides. Villagers move into the north side onto these berries, and you can see that iamturk is starting to run low on his cherry orchards in base, but he does have those. Also, he doesn't have the in-base berries because of the 2 cherry orchards, but there are lots of berries on the north side, and this is safe gathering for iamturk. Oh, unless there's a random Aztec army nearby about to push on into iamturk's temple, but I think that vegetarianism upgrade should be able to come just about in. If he starts researching it now, ooh, that's awkward. He didn't get that in time, but you know, you do have your 2nd tier cherry and berry upgrade, as well as your imperial bureaucracy. So these villagers very good on the berry bushes. Disciplines Yumi's in behind this. Still colonial aid Ashi Garus. The range attack is nearby, and this large Japan army is just stationary on the north side. Diarouga 3-1 TP stagecoach behind this. Kilo Crite donating $10 more reinforcements. That's on a different ops scene, and now I need to turn it off before the next game because I'm on ESOC duties, not personal Twitch duties, but $10 going towards ESOC TV and future tournaments and prize pool. So thank you very much for that. There. These 3 privateers getting a rare bit of action here, taking down the Japan monk, but actually sometimes players say shipping these boats into the middle pond is so strong, but actually you just don't need to engage it, just walk around it or stay back. Japan eco on the southern sea looking strong. 3 fishing boats from Age 1 and the 3 boats on the Portuguese consulates, which was never taken down in the end, still standing, being changed to the Japanese isolation here. So Yumi archers triple buffed. We have the disciplined upgrade, we have the daimyo support, we have the golden pavilion tech, and we have the Japanese isolation. 28 ranged attack for these guys. These are very strong units now. And Diarouga going to the 3rd age. I'm not too sure what Diarouga's game plan is at the moment and what he wants to accomplish. He did go up the messenger, so there's going to be no fast age up to the 4th age if he wants to kind of jump to the 4th age for a kind of it wouldn't be a fast industrial strategy, but you might want to go for some sort of tech advantage. But trying to play the 3rd age, maybe going forward, at least May Sultans and Eagle Runner Knights, Elite May Sultans, Elite Coyotes could be ordered to play. We do see the Elite tech coming in for these May Sultans, and how many units being in queue now? It's just one Arrow Knight, which I guess the Arrow Knight deals with the flaming arrows, but I don't know. I'm not too sure what the Arrow Knights really accomplish here. And iamturk going to the 4th age behind this, advancing with the Shogunettes. And once we get to the Shogunette, we should be seeing Honoured Yubis in behind this. These will be also upgraded to the Guard units. Disciplined Naginatas. I would love to see a Nagi HP upgrade come in behind this. That 30% upgrade. And he does have it in deck. iamturk has been focused on the number of units in his army, but actually I think now he needs to be focusing on actually quality in his army. Disciplined Ashes has potential going for the paper cartridge and other upgrades in his advanced arsenal style building. Coin coming in for Diarouga. That's a bit of a signal, maybe wanting to do something with the coin, but yeah, the only coin units here at the moment are the Arrow Knights and the Eagle Runners. iamturk now in the industrial age. Let's see Diarouga's units in queue. 5 Eagles at this point, but he only has this 1 Noble Hut, and that's probably one of the downsides of going the Shaman upgrade to the 2nd age, is that you don't get the 2 Noble Huts when you get to the 3rd age, and the 2 Nobles is very nice for the Knight production, whether it's the Arrow Knights, Jaguar Knights, but more likely Eagle Runner Knights. Only having 3 on the field at the moment is not really enough. Right, likely to see a big engagement here. War Dance coming in from Diarouga. Privateers moving forward onto this army. We have a lot of these Coyote Runners on the front side, but they've been a bit idle at the moment. They're not engaging. I don't know what's happened to these Coyote Runners. What is going on here? That is so awkward to see. May Sultan's finally engaging behind Puma Spearmen, blocked by their own Coyote Runners. Can't get onto these Naginatas. A 4 Flaming Arrow shipment to the Daimyo. And where are those privateers? They've been picked off already. Blimey. Really strong shipments here. Look at this, 107 siege times by 7 against these ships due to the Honoured Flaming Arrow, and Turk's army completely cleaned up and wrecked that game. You can see that iamturk is showing that the Japan can pick up a win up on Dhaka. They can take a win off the Aztec civilization. And really well played by iamturk there, and just managing to defend enough when he needs to. Quite a lot of his eco was idled in his town centre early in game 2, but he still had those fishing boats working for him. He had quite a lot of shrines north side. He was only at about 70, 80 shrine pop for the majority of age 2, but that was just enough to keep his eco going along. Sending 5 Ashes twice, 5 Yumis, The Daimyo, I would have liked to have seen Colonial Militia instead of one of those shipments, if I was being honest. However, yeah, nice defense, and just once iamturk got that solid mass in the second age, squeezed in the third age, and once Turk was in age 3, that forced diarouga to change his strategy, but diarouga changing his own strategy just gave enough time for iamturk to jump to the 4th age, and we see Honoured Flaming Arrows. Still disciplined Jimmys, but Flaming Arrows, you can see it here. 107 siege, maybe being slightly boosted by the Daimyo. 7 multiplier versus ships. 700 damage with each single flaming arrow, and when you send 4 of them on top of the pond, all those privateers just went down straight away for diarouga, and that 3 buccaneer shipments, or the privateers, a bit underwhelming there. Nice military population from diarouga, but just not enough to seal the deal. Just pushing in slightly early. Didn't go for the 700 wood, 600 wood at this point. He went for the 700 wood, 10 mace, 9 mace. But those units were getting picked off, and it just didn't feel that diarouga had that critical mass units. He had enough to idle, but not enough to finish the game. Maybe diarouga could have waited for the 10 and 9 mace shipments to come out on the field together before pushing in with maybe 10 pumas and 15 coyotes, 20 coyotes off the 2 wood shipments. But once iamturk stabilised, it was always looking Japan favoured, and around at this middle point, about 11 minutes, I think the scores started to level off, and once Japan was getting ahead in the score, just no looking back. It was going to be very tough for diarouga to come back at that point. Not many veals going down for iamturk. He managed to even squeeze in a 4 veal shipments. Pretty greedy from iamturk, especially when you're seeing 2 war huts on your doorstep right there. But we did lose that early veal in the second age for iamturk due to the fact that trying to wall that middle choke, but was unable to get that done. And all resources slightly ahead for iamturk as well, but it wasn't looking too bad. Quite a bit of IO time in places, but actually the shrines were continuously getting the resources, and diarouga's units were just dying to town centre fire. Right, how about that one? GG. Yeah, that's off. EP overlay. Nope, not there. Off. That's off. That's my display capture. Hello. Blank logos. I've got a nice little paste bin of all the logos, and there's been some really great graphic arts for the EPL, so we've been very lucky for these logos: the SKG, the Kuya's Air Management Company, Nil Ninjas, New World Challengers, and the Hudson Bay Bigs, as well as the Mandarin Duck Squad. I don't know why this one's higher than the rest. That is not implying anything. There's no biasry coming in here from me, guys. Right, I'm going to take a very, very small interlude break. Civ reset here, so I'm expecting a Jap mirror. And diarouga, iamturk, both playing Japan. Turk played Japan last series on Kamchatka, so did diarouga, so the Japan mirror between these two is no surprise. Right, guys, I am back, and looks like both players are still on a Japan mirror. It was diarouga to go for the Japan pick first. It was his pick from the New World Challengers, picking onto Kamchatka, and iamturk going for the Jap mirror. So a matchup I think both players enjoy, both players are really comfortable with. So looking to see another mirror between these two players. Obviously, diarouga winning the French mirror. Can iamturk level the series up 2-2 after this game? Story time with Harrison. So those are reinforcement taunts in the last game. Apologies for that. I thought if something was on another scene, it shouldn't come through, and for some reason it does, and that caught me completely off guard. So thank you for that support, shall I say. Those, I got the idea from Soldier, but I thought I can't use the Age of Empires 3 ones, I'd just be copying. Those are the Greek soldiers from Age of Mythology. I think it's like mission 13, when you're chasing Gargarensis into the underworld. You're trying to destroy Gargarensis' siege equipment on one of the Tartarian gates, or Titan gates. And you just always hear this audio from your Greek soldiers of, more reinforcements have arrived. And you just look across and it's like, cool, I've got some more cavalry. I've got some more hoplites. Nice. More reinforcements. Yes! 10 Minotaurs. Nice one. And the reinforcements get much bigger as the game progresses, and that it just gets more hectic. So it's a really good level in Age of Mythology, that is. But we're back, though, onto ESOC TV duties. Currently spawning into game number 4 between diarouga and iamturk. diarouga 2-1 up for the New World Challengers, taking on iamturk here. The map here is Kamchatka. It's going to be a Japanese mirror between these two players. A matchup that diarouga chose to... well, he had to pick a civ due to New World Challengers picking the civ into this map. iamturk replied with Japan, both these players having previously played Japan on this map, and iamturk has played lots of Japan mirrors in recent tournament series, if I do recall, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see iamturk picking up this game, or being the slightly more favoured in this matchup. Right, one Chariot Orchard move into the west-hand side of the map. The other Chariot Orchard from iamturk is going to the east, so slightly different scouting patterns. iamturk gets into the middle plateau just before diarouga, picking up 2 goats. But is Freitag going to go for another steal? No, it looks like one of the explorers is staying close to these goats. But diarouga does pick another 2 goats. Both explorers nearby, and actually wants to try and actually force the engagement here. And this is a control between Freitag, your monks, your goats at the same time. But I don't think there's too much damage dealers here to actually really worry any players, explorer or pet macaque. These goats, where are the goats coming? Yeah, it's still into diarouga, but it was closer, and I thought diarouga nearly lost control of that. And I think diarouga should just take the 2-all goats at this moment and push back and try and regroup. Does a lot of damage though to both the iamturk's monks, so it's a nice start here from diarouga. Portuguese consulates come in for both players. Both players have now stopped fighting each other briefly and having to drop down a shrine. It's just one of those things which happen in the Japan mirror. For the first minute, it's like, alright, no rules, let's fight each other. And then after a minute and a half, it's like, hang on a minute, peace treaty, we need to build houses. So both players have now built their shrine. diarouga's got that Vil in queue, and possibly got that Vil in queue just before iamturk, because he built that shrine with 2 explorers instead of 1. Losing Freitag to the Snow Leopards, and he's committed into this treasure now. Snow Leopard only had 115 HP, having to take this off before trying to defend from these other 2 monks. Freitag's still alive, it's going to iamturk. diarouga needs to really poof out this, he cannot lose his monks. You cannot go down 2-to-1 monk situation in a Japan mirror, because you will get outshrined, and there you go, 1 monk gets out of the way. I think he's just trying to pick off Freitag before poofing himself. But yeah, really nice play from iamturk, coming in there, stealing the treasure, picking off Freitag, and having the explorer advantage now. You see that he's now pushing out the left-hand side, picking up another goat. Freitag is still alive, helping the scouts in. He's now on the 75 food treasure. Diarouga has been pushed back due to that one explorer poofing back, and now on 75 HP, having to make do with a 40 wood treasure. You just see how these little things kind of roll up and just give you that advantage in H1. Right, first shipment, both players, Heavenly Kami. I'm not surprised by this shipment choice, especially on the map with lots of hunts. It's quite a large map as well. Lots of hunt left-hand side, lots of hunt on the right-hand side. And, you know, hunt all over. Not too much hunt in the middle. So this shrine placement from Diarouga, a bit iffy. Could get picked off very, very early, but I suppose he needed to drop a shrine at some point. And he's trying to make the most of this, having the goats on this shrine as well. First shrine being built for Diarouga, and another shrine will probably be placed nearby, but Diarouga's monks are very close to each other. You can see how iamturk is slightly different in map position. I think Diarouga really needs to kind of move away from his other monk. You can see that both the Japan monks are nearby. He's going to try and shrine this one. So he's got a nice adequate distance, and it's away from iamturk's town centre. But once he gets down to this area and actually sees that this is being shrined up already, he may be a bit annoyed by that. I'm sure he should be able to drop one shrine here. If he can get this second shrine up before iamturk's other shrine, should be able to capture the remaining 3 caribou here. You can see iamturk trying to throw up another shrine in this place because you have the resources to do it, but you might get one caribou if you're lucky. But I think it feels like both these caribou should go towards this shrine. We'll have to check in if that's the case. Shrines coming down on top of each other in the middle. Diarouga double shrine in this middle part. Other monk moving to the northeast of the map. Both of iamturk's shrine monks are out on the map. Not currently shrining in-base hunts or hunts nearby his starting town centre, and may actually want to use a villager to help shrine this one in particular. Both these caribou undecided which shrine they want to go to at the moment. Hopefully they can decide soon enough. 50 XP being taken here by iamturk. Diarouga's moving his outbuilding monk towards home. There's more shrines on the top side, and Diarouga's has placed more shrines than iamturk, and I thought iamturk was in the position to do a better job here in terms of shrine building, but Diarouga has had this advantage. iamturk has sent 600 wood, gone for a barracks as well, training some ashes to get them on the field, where Diarouga he's only just sent his cords of wood shipment now, about 30 seconds after iamturk's age up, which is not great. 5 goats on the Sugar Shrine. 1 goat for Diarouga, but there's 2 goats on this middle shrine as well. Barracks only coming down now on top of this 600 wood, so maybe behind on this early military play, but it's still slightly ahead on this economic, and actually will be building a shrine before iamturk builds shrines on his own side of the river. So a nice pickup here from Diarouga again. Couple of ashes on the left hand side. He wants to pick off this shrine to free these 2 caribou so that he can get onto iamturk's shrine. If anything, this is not the biggest thing, because you can see there's only 2 animals on the shrine. A better target would be this. If you take down this shrine, you get the goats as well. So you'd be able to get your own shrine with 4 animals, or 2 caribou, 2 goats. You could drop a shrine here anyway to try and pick up these animals at the same time. But also having your military in the middle of the map allows you to respond in either direction relatively evenly and quickly. Trying to pull these 3 ashes from one side of the map to the other is be quite slow, and what you see, 5 ashes from Diarouga trying to deny Turk shrines on the right hand side. Turk going for 3 shrines here, but 5 ashes should be enough to take down this explorer, and then we'll have the stronger advantage versus these 4 ashes. So units flying everywhere. It's quite hectic stuff. iamturk having the second food tier upgrade, Civil Servants Coin coming in behind this as well. Diarouga also going for the similar market text, going for Imperial Bureaucracy first. Double 4-vil shipments here. iamturk looks like he's preferring this faster age up style. He advanced to the second age slightly before Diarouga. Got that shipment in much earlier, but is looking to go to the third age off that 600 coin shipments. And iamturk has preferred the kind of fast industrial strategy. How many times in tournament games have we seen iamturk go to the fourth age and then send shipments like 4 flaming arrows twice, Shogun Tokugawa? And having a quick look at iamturk's deck, he does have those 2 cards. 16 Yumis in the fourth age, no 16 Ashis. Whereas Diarouga's gone for the 14 Ashi Garrow Musketeers in the fourth age, so equal decks, basically the same for both players. The only difference between 2 players is the 14 Ashi and the 16 Yumi. I think, yeah, it's apart from that, it's mirror deck. So I guess that's the one decision Japanese players have to really pick: is do they want to go Ashi's age 4 or Yumi's? And well, Ashi Flame and Arrow is a really nice combination, but I guess Yumi Flame and Arrow beat Ashi Flame and Arrow. Could see some Nagis as well at later points, but upgraded Honoured Yumis are very strong and certainly a scary unit indeed. 7 villagers from Diarouga building the Golden Pavilion here. We have 8 villagers from iamturk building this wonder here. So again, a slightly faster age up from iamturk. It's just iamturk wants to press this tech advantage faster and faster than Diarouga does. And Diarouga getting caught out in the middle here, losing quite a lot of his units. That is certainly what you don't want. Trying to defend his shrine, but actually giving up 4 Ashis and 4 Bestieros, where iamturk's only lost the 3 Bestieros. Has iamturk, yeah, iamturk's now got the Imperial Bureaucracy. Also has Fluid Ditching, so good upgrades from both players. Looks like iamturk was getting the Imperial Bureaucracy afterwards, and this is what I was saying, that iamturk is, it feels like he's a very strong Japan mirror player. Slightly ahead of the score. Well, Diarouga just sent himself, just got ahead there, but iamturk got to the third age just before Diarouga. Already sent himself 7 villagers here, so pushing that recalc economic population in favour of iamturk, and Diarouga will need to send 7 villagers himself if he wants to keep up, or maybe Diarouga wants to do something different, maybe going for, well, it looks like he won't be going for a coin shipment. He's already nearly got all the coin he needs to go to the fourth age, but I wouldn't be surprised if both players will be heading towards the fourth age very, very soon. 10 Ashis from Diarouga, actually. 10 Ashis, 2 Flaming Arrows. I'm not a fan of that 2 Flaming Arrow shipment, but 10 Ashis and the Disciplined Ashi Garrett upgrade here does signify that Diarouga wants to kind of stay third age and just push iamturk. But iamturk, look at his resources. 1900 food, 1000 coin. He's nearly ready to go to the fourth age. 1 villager moving to top side, get this foundation down, and I like some Turk. You see how he gets the foundation down from 1 vil, and once that 1 vil has started it, these villagers here can start, help build in the wonder a little bit quicker, because otherwise you have all villagers walking across the foundations, having to walk outside the foundations and walk around to their place. Certainly the more efficient way of building a wonder. Although to be fair, it's just messy anyway, because all that 8 vils path around each other. Diarouga, 2 flaming arrows, one after the other in base. He's going up to the fourth age as well, so it looks like he cancelled that 10 Ashi batch. Hopefully he didn't get that 10 Ashi batch first, and looks like maybe Diarouga just wants to kind of just keep these flaming arrows on the board for the fourth age, and then having 2 flaming arrow shipments in the fourth age off of the Shogunate XP bonus and the Shogun, well, the Daimyo forward spawn points, and we could even see like a 12 flaming arrow versus 8 flaming arrow face-off showdown. Interesting build here from Diarouga. I do have to say I'm liking Turk's position that ever bit more. Spreading a few vils out on coin mines on this east side as well. A castle coming down from diarouga to protect the silver mine. I like the castle drop, but also this castle drop, I just seen it. It's going to be the honoured flame and arrow shipments. But actually, diarouga needs to focus. It looks like a couple of flame arrows may get picked off here by these disciplined ashes. They're pushing in, and one flame arrow goes down for 3 infantry from diarouga trying to fight as well. Now the flame arrows have turned around, but the daimyo is nearby. iamturk got here to the next stage slightly before diarouga, so his 4 flaming arrows in here just ahead. Honoured flaming arrows from iamturk. Honoured flaming arrows incoming for diarouga, but again slightly slower. 4 flaming arrows, so it's going to be the 6 regular flaming arrows versus 2 honoureds. Daimyo receiving a lot of pain from these ashes, and oh, this is too close to call. Actually, this, oh my god, that is a snipe from the flaming arrows. That daimyo got wrecked by that artillery, and now that those 4 flaming arrows have gone down from iamturk, actually it's iamturk who's on the back foot. diarouga, really good control with his artillery, and actually continuously pushing forward with his infantry mass, picking off a flaming arrow, dealing well with the infantry, reinforcing flaming arrows. Did a nice volley on his infantry as well, and it looks like iamturk's in a tough situation. You know, he invested into honoured flaming arrows, but only now has 4 remaining. diarouga has 6 and soon to be 10 flaming arrows. He's probably going to send another flaming arrow shipment. He has enough infantry here to defend from any cavalry play. Honoured ashes are available. Shogun Tokugawa next shipment actually, and Shogun Tokugawa is just going to charge forward, and I think it's close. It's not enough to one-hit KO the honoured flaming arrows. Wow, another 4 flaming arrows here from diarouga would have been clutch, but Shogun Tokugawa also a good choice. Units in queue, 2 ashes being in queue. Disciplined ashes still in, but we have more honoured flaming arrows being trained from iamturk. I don't see any flaming arrows being trained from diarouga's daimyos at the moment. I believe Shogun Tokugawa can train artillery, which is an interesting unit to have. A mobile artillery foundry. The supreme root of Japan can train troops and receive shipments. Also gives nearby troops extra HP, so HP buff and the attack buff from the other daimyo quite nice. And you can see, yeah, 218 HP versus 240 HP. So that's where the Shogun Tokugawa came in. Another 4 flaming arrows. Military units, how many flaming arrows are we dealing with, and how can you really focus macro a 10 flaming arrow, 8 flaming arrow fight? First volley is coming off the diarouga, 1 down a piece, 2 down for iamturk. diarouga leading this now 9-6. Shogun daimyo Masamune pushing forwards, trying to push back iamturk's artillery. They're having to kite away, and usually when we talk about kiting, we talk about skirmishers and dragoons, but you don't usually see artillery kiting. But iamturk now 9-5 down versus diarouga's honoured flaming arrows, and I think iamturk should be able to ship his Yumi archer mass, but he's invested into honoured ashy arrows. He really needs that 14 ashy shipment, but he doesn't have it in deck. Shogun Tokugawa going ahead, trying to divert all this fire from the flaming arrows onto him. Shogun Tokugawa still alive for diarouga, but so many more flaming arrows for diarouga. 8 versus 1. This last arrow getting picked off here from iamturk, and diarouga's in a commanding position here with his disciplined ashes and honoured flaming arrows. iamturk does have the honoured ashes, but he's lost his daimyo supports, and with this many flaming arrows nearby sieging your town centre, you're under pressure. Three more flaming arrows coming out. Even daimyo Masamune being, I believe, retrained. Did he lose that daimyo previously? He's lost 12 flaming arrows compared to diarouga. Yeah, so he's already lost that daimyo Masamune once and had to retrain it. Shogun Tokugawa is still on the field for diarouga. Another batch of ashes coming from 14 ashes shipments. Guard ashes coming behind this. It's actually the flaming arrows that's what's really doing the damage. And having to send 16 Yumis here, colonial archers, not great. And still, the flaming arrow count is in favour of diarouga, 4-0. GG. Well, that was an exciting game. That was diarouga showing iamturk that he is the Japan Mirror master. And looks like 14 Ashy Garrows is that 4th edge card he wants to include. That Tokugawa from diarouga, that extra HP, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, well, so the Honor Flaming Arrows, they do have a 1.5 multiplier, so 95, it's about 150. So the 150 doesn't really matter whether that Shogun HP upgrade is present or not, but looks like that earlier Daimyo Masamune got absolutely wrecked in this corner of the map from that Flaming Arrow shipment and a Flaming Arrow volley. Those Flaming Arrows taking down a Flaming Arrow over here and that Daimyo. And I always felt after that Turk was slightly on the back foot. Really good engagement in the Flaming Arrows here, and always seemed to be just ahead in that artillery count. And it's really hard to come back in a mirror, and especially the same artillery war if you're same pieces down. We often see 2 Falconets facing each other, but you're not going to take a 5 Falconet into 2 Falconet fight if you're the guy with the 2 Falconets, and that's what iamturk was forced to do here with the Flaming Arrows, because otherwise he would lose structures like the Shishoga Shrine. Lost a few shrines. Consulate was next, Town Centre was nearby, and if you want to take down buildings, these Flaming Arrows with the 28 range and multipliers versus infantry, they were just firing down onto iamturk's honoured Ashy Garrow mass. And a couple of Yumi archers still standing, but really convincing end game there from diarouga. Very close in the middle, but closed out very, very well. All resources slightly ahead for iamturk, but it's really close. It's the actual all resources didn't really matter, and you know, if you're Turk in a situation having about an extra, maybe an extra 1,000 resources than diarouga, very nice. Quite a lot of those resources were the 600 coin shipment from early on, but maybe getting a bit of an extra shiny code towards the end of the game. And that 7 Vil shipment. Can't forget the 7 Vil shipments. iamturk squeezed in 7 Vils over diarouga's 4 Vils. So 7 versus 4 Vils, extra 600 coin and the 3 Vil gathering. But extra resources doesn't really matter if you're losing your army, and that's what happened to iamturk in the middle of the map. You see how diarouga's reinforcing batch of 4 Flaming Arrows on top of his 2 Fortress Age shipments took down iamturk's 4 Flaming Arrow shipments, and then just had the military advantage, and then pushed in with those guard Flaming Arrows, and that last fight, that's brutal. Really good unit control there from diarouga. No, I didn't see how he lost those Vils. Was it on the North Mine? We did see quite a lot of iamturk sending villagers to the North Mine. But yeah, if you're losing 11 Vils in the mirror, not great, but actually, if diarouga pressed the delete key on his Flaming Arrows, that would have been more impactful. Yeah, raiding that right side mine with 5 ashes, that would have been a very smart play. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if diarouga did that. And you did see how diarouga had the castle dropped on his 3 o'clock coin mine position. So if iamturk did a similar strategy, diarouga could garrison his villagers to safety and not lose them. But you know, guard Ashy Garrows with Daimyo boosts, so strong. Villagers, even with their Eastern Medicine, won't stand up too much. Right, Turk to pick into the final game. So I'm just opening up my Streamlabs labels, and it looks like it was Spetchichu 1978 followed Momu, Rapti Formica, Oats Boats, and Harker as well. So well, yeah, cheers guys. Thank you for picking such a bad time to do that, but oh well, it's happened now. Three-one up for diarouga, and you know, iamturk winning Inkhog's Empire Cup, taking a 2-3 loss versus Maito, but Maito in good form was second place in the Winter Championship as well. I think diarouga has done well today. 3-1 up. He lost that Aztec game against Turks Japan, but unfortunate. Oh well, but playing well on the other games, picking up wins where he needed to. Has won the series now, but there's still that 5th game to go. Can diarouga take a 4-1 victory over iamturk? Varda, yeah, I was a bit upset Harrison didn't see that raid. Oh, I'm sorry, Varda. I'm sorry that I didn't see all the action in the Japan mirror, but I was too focused looking at the players' micro in their artillery war and skirmish and how they were using their Ashi mass to kind of scare away, to try and get a bit close to the other opponents. Arrows to pick up a free kill, make it a line of sight. Artillery micro protecting your daimyos. There was lots of action there. Cranky Fizz coming in with, no, that is the 2 o'clock position. You know what I mean. Ruga has not played at China today. It's a play all 5 series, guys, so the 5th game coming in, but we do have another series straight after this. Let's check Discord and see what's cracking. Aztec coming out from diarouga again. It looks like diarouga wants to try and pick up at least 1 victory with the Aztecs this series. And maybe he's studied this matchup into Eero very, very closely. And I guess again, the Aztecs will probably want to go for a 2 war hut push into the middle of the map with their age up. iamturk will be getting that 1 travois in the 2nd age anyway, so we could have 2 war huts on top of the Eero war huts. Playstyle may depend on what the trading route situation comes up, but I'm expecting a quite exciting and fast action paced game into game 5. Alright guys, spawning into the final game of this series, but I will quickly just check the hunts. Looking 1 2 3 1 2 3 middle 1 2 1 2. Possible extra hunts here for iamturk, but that is quite out in the open. That's okay. 1 2 1 2. Possible hunt missing for diarouga. Quite empty space here. But 2 nearby hunts able to be herded in, and it's same for both players, and 2 able to herd in. I don't feel this game's going to last beyond the 15-minute mark, and actually, considering that, I'm happy with this map balance, and let's play on. diarouga moving straight across the map, trying to go onto this trading route, but more importantly, he knows where there's some yaks spawn in. Missing a couple yaks to start off with. iamturk going straight to his northwest position, but there's 2 places where these 2 yaks spawn, and that is what diarouga is scouting out for. He's going straight for this 85 wood treasure, and that would help him if he wants to go for some sort of TP play, but he needs to commit to this really fast. iamturk is nearby, but it looks like diarouga is about to take down that tiger straight away, and actually in hand combat, this Aztec Explorer is going to do much better than this Eero War Chief, but this tiger trying to outstay its welcome. But diarouga now getting out of there, getting ahead of iamturk. Important. Any yaks scouted from diarouga will go to him instead of iamturk. These these converted treasure guardians cannot convert yaks. So it has to be converted by either the pets or the explorers themselves. And the treasure guardians converted, they're not actual pets. So iamturk only having 1 unit can pick up these yaks, and that's the same for the Aztec player as well. And the other double batch of yaks going towards diarouga, very wisely keeping his yaks and explorer nearby. Similar speeds, so it shouldn't be too bad to get them in. One yak actually may get picked off from diarouga. iamturk picking up this second yak returning home. There's also another nearby yak. Currently, Mother Nature. Can diarouga try and fight these off his Eero opponents? He's taking on this 90 wood treasure, but a lion, Aztec explorer, and this tiger. We have a 90 wood actually contention here. Instead of actually trying to fight off the Aztec, the Eero explorer, diarouga's more interested in the actual wood treasure. Oh, he's gonna get it! Aztec's getting it. Turk just shot it, but didn't go for it. I think both players were powerful around each other, but diarouga managed to get that, and that's 2 wood treasures. And diarouga could go for an age 1 TP as well if he wanted to. Right, he's so close to getting that age up in Q, but you can see he's just going to get that age. Once that age up's in Q, he's going to go straight to the wood. He's on the wood now. That explorer is going to go straight back to that trading route. You see he's marching over to his home safe one, and has he actually scouted? He hasn't scouted this wood treasure on the top side, but after this TP is constructed, that will provide him the line of sight, and maybe the age up will be completed before he gets to the second age. That line of sight will give him vision on this treasure, and diarouga will have his recharge ability back. He will go straight onto that 90 wood treasure afterwards as well, and that's 3 sets of high-end wood treasures going to diarouga. And who said diarouga's map balance was iamturk chopping lots of wood as well. He's going for his own training post, but he's having to chop that 200 wood. Diarouga, he's going to go for a second TP. He's going up the Shaman, is he? Yeah, so the Shaman age up for diarouga. Wise Woman from iamturk, so iamturk will get the resources in base and the war hut as well, or the travois, which would likely be placed in base for a war hut. But diarouga, map control, probably we're going for the 2 war huts right in the middle, probably either side of this nice treasure would be quite useful. Actually, it's just the cavalry siege, not the construction team, so not overly useful, but near this gold mine would be quite nice. Maybe actually up on this silver mine and hunts to kind of defend these trading posts, but he's now seen this treasure due to the trading post illumination. I'm not too sure diarouga's focus is up here. He's probably too busy focusing down here, scouting out as well where his opponent's war hut is. But these 2 war huts and travois moving across the map, and these guys are, if anything, actually more defensive than I thought they would be. My apologies. It's diarouga representing the New World Challengers. iamturk Ninjas. 3-1 up for diarouga. Final game. Just so much action on the floor in the early age 1 there. Had missed that one. $700 wood first shipment for diarouga. Maybe wanting to go for the stagecoach upgrade, working his way on a 65 coin. Nice easy pickup here for diarouga. And with his explorer nearby, I think he might want to go to this wood treasure up the top. He has scouted this and he's probably got spare capacity now to kind of look around. 700 wood first shipment. Is 600 wood going to be the next shipment from diarouga? Is that his mistake he identified from last game? We'll have to find out. Pikes and coyotes coming out. Tomahawks coming out from iamturk here, so currently early competition advantage going for iamturk, but the lack of Mace Olsons here does suggest that a Mace Olson shipment may be coming in very, very soon. Coyote's being trained, another Puma being trained as well, and there you go, there's the 10 Mace Olsons. And actually, if he's going to get vision, I think he just had a little bit of vision of where iamturk's army is, but strong early push coming in from diarouga. Pikeman's out, a few coyotes. Looks like it's going to go for the longhouse, but the longhouse has 1800 HP. This warhut has 2000. If the warhut goes down, what does iamturk do? Right, Tomahawk's coming in just to try and fight off, focusing down the Mace Olsons. Really good micro there for iamturk. Mace Olsons are the damage dealers at the moment. You need to focus these guys down first. Yeah, just imagine if that was the warhut going down. that war hut gone down, that means GG at that point. Absolutely no comeback there from iamturk. Mace Holton's now moving forward, focusing down these tomahawks, but losing that engagement, and you know, the war hut losing another 1000 HP. Lots of Puma Spearmen could be possible to really push forward, but 2 more Mace Holtons trained. Hopefully next shipment behind us, 9 Mace Holtons for diarouga, and yeah, war hut only having 2000 HP. That war hut that should have gone down from iamturk. I think diarouga made the wrong choice in terms of which building he's going to siege, but you know Aztecs are strong when even this mace mass from Aztec is overpowering all of the military potential which iamturk has, and that's not even taking the Coyotes and Pumas into consideration. Okay, Pumas onto the war huts, Coyotes just a snare, but another AN batch coming out, Coyotes nearby, reinforcing 9 maces. It feels like diarouga's unsure if he wants to go for the building or the units, but now he's got 9 reinforcing maces. The Aztec Explorers tanking a lot of damage. These Pumas really need to go on from the war hut now. Is there a defensive war hut being built from iamturk? There is not, and that is the only building iamturk has. 4 ANers in queue. Another shipment likely to be on the way for iamturk. This is its last defense. Will those ANers get out? And 600 wood being shipped to the forward outpost just before being taken down. And GG is called from iamturk, and that's unfortunate, but that is the end of the game. And even trying to send 600 wood in front of this army is probably greedy at that point. So GG and diarouga coming back from that 5-0 drubbing over Kaiser, 4-1 versus Turk. Very, very solid. Lots of Age 1 action. Age 1 went through diarouga comfortably, managing to eat most of those yaks early on, but all those extra wood treasures he got early on. Just look at that wood treasure that he got. Good luck, have fun. But Turk 75 food, diarouga 85 wood, 90 woods in the first age. Didn't even go for that 90 wood in the end by that TPs, but 2 training posts, as well as a fire pit and warrior priest, could just send the 10 mace, 5 coyotes, 9 mace, one after the other, double pumping units in these 2 war huts. A bit of wood spare left from that 700 wood for housing behind this, and I think diarouga was just in a strong position, and the game would have been over much earlier if he took down that early war hut instead of that longhouse.